Boom, 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 boom. And we should be now live. And yep, well, it's showing we're live. Oh, Craig's in. Oh, yeah, so he is.
Hmm.
Uh,
Still without a spanner, but hang on.
oh, God. Now he's moaning about his being a. I can't help it if you're a spanner.
Oh dear.
How do I make you a spanner on here? Hey, up, Lee.
Hey up, Lee.
Hi, Ellie.
Oh, that's another old fart that's in, you see. Oh, oh, look, he has arrived.
Here he is.
Youngest out of the lot of us and the last to turn up.
Well, I didn't expect my dad to take us out for lunch for Father's Day, okay?
Well, that was nice.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome home.
Yeah, turn off.
Stop bitching about your father. He did something nice and you're being nasty. Hello.
Oh, really?
Oh, dear. Okie dokie. We're going to do the show on men's health rather than just doing both because men's health gets ignored. And I'm on about both physical and mental. Because blokes have a habit of ignoring physical health. And I know everybody near's done it, so you can't say you haven't.
Yeah.
No, well, blokes do. Hiya, John.
Hi,
Yeah,
John.
and it's Tyler. Do you know the one thing that three of us in here have all had it done, right? But one of us has got the upcoming treat of having the prostate examination one day. That for me, in a very twisted way, I can't wait for you to have to go for that, Tyler. It's going to be great.
Dude, I've already been through the colonoscopy. It can't be much worse than that.
It will when your doctor unzips his trousers and put them next to yours on the bed.
Talk about traumatizing experiences.
Yeah, my doctor didn't even buy me any flowers. Anyway, that's what we was going to talk about was things like the prostate examination because everybody finds it embarrassing because I'm not going for that. No. So I'll start it out with a bit of a story. Hi, Lise. That sounds quite good, actually. Not
Good
Lee's
for that.
comment. Lisa's. Lee's comment of use lube. It's all right. Got VG. That'll do. But yeah, I was going to talk about the whole thing of blokes not wanting to go and the possible outcomes that it. No, my dog lost his watch up there, John. Every time I sit down, I take it. The whole thing of this thing of that it seems to be men won't go and talk about mental health, physical health for some reason, and I don't get the reason why blokes won't do it. Whether it's because we're meant to be this stupid old-fashioned thing of we're like in control of the house and we look after everyone, so why would you go? Well, you're going to end up in the same position like my dad did. My dad did this. He had all the signs for years of issues with going for a bathroom, refused to go to the doctors for 2 years, then eventually went to the doctors and then bullshitted his way through it by not telling the family anything. And then it eventually comes out when I went in with him to see the consultant, and the consultant went, "Oh, you've got stage 4 cancer." prostate cancer, by which time, of course, it's spread from the prostate to other organs, and that's it. Like Lisa said, some people, there's no symptoms, and it gets
Yeah.
caught in another blood test. And the thing is, like before we went live, like Craig says, is a lot of the actual prostate tests now are done via blood tests. So you go in, they give a blood test. If you might, at a certain age, you might start getting the signs of, say, diabetes. It happens. You don't want to ignore diabetes.
It happened to me, and I'm only 31.
Yeah, but you're American, so. But
I'm so unlucky they caught it at all.
Yeah, well, there is that.
Yeah.
From one blood test, they can discover whether you've got heart condition, high cholesterol, which is kind of important if you've got heart condition or liver complaint, kidneys complaints, psoriasis of the liver, which can be caused not but through alcohol. There are other things that can cause psoriasis of the liver. One of them is the medication that both Bill and I have to take. That causes it. It causes liver problems. So,
I'm diagnosed with cirrhosis. Was diagnosed 2 years ago with it, and it's like that's a scary diagnosis to get. And they go, "No, the stage you're at, there isn't a treatment. All we do is control everything around it."
Your only treatment would be a liver transplant, and with the way other things are with your health, it's not an option. But it's like, John, you're saying there, your health is fucked. And I'm sorry, honestly, I'm sorry it is. And you never talk about it. Well, it's not, you're not talking about it to say, oh, woe is me, feel sorry for me. Use that and talk about it and tell other people about it and say you should go and get checked out because you can save somebody else. And that's the point. I don't want to be. There's plenty of things that say about women's health, women's health problems with, mammograms and checking for other things, which is great.
Yeah, but don't also forget men can get breast cancers as well.
Yes, they can.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
But how many blokes actually know about that? How many blokes actually ever talk about it? This is the issue I've got, is that it's this thing of people will not talk about it. People, for some reason, there's this embarrassment about it, or whatever it is. I don't get it. I think it is getting better with certain people, with certain age groups, but it is.
For some reason, I think some men see it as a sign of weakness, and you can't have any weaknesses. And it particularly applies to mental health, but basic health checks, men won't get done.
No, they won't. Here's a classic example of one thing, right? A quickest way to fuck any bloke up. If they have any issue regarding, for instance, maybe it's through medication, maybe it's through diabetes or a disorder. If they have like erectile dysfunction of some kind, okay, instantly they're less of a man. according to everybody else. Not the fact that there are countless things that can cause issues like that. Especially with mental health, there's certain medications can cause issues in that department. Your libido can drop, things like that. But rather than go,
it's not an uncommon thing. People got to remember that.
It's not. No,
You know,
there's many. I've had issues with that. I've really admit it. If you want to take the piss, that's fine.
Yeah.
It won't bother me.
No, I've had medication do the same thing.
If you have it, and some medications, as you know, Tyler, I think we all know, is it causes you to, you're not interested. Basically, your libido, sex drive goes out the window. But rather than go to the doctor and discuss it with the doctor, blokes just sit there, suffer with it, and they suffer with it, and then that affects their mental health worse. There isn't a doctor on the planet that if you didn't go to him and talk to him and actually discuss it with the doctor about it, how it's affecting you physically, how it's affecting your sex drive, unless you've got serious heart condition, they will give you something to help you in that department. Maybe adjust the other medications.
Yeah.
Just go and talk to your doctor. It's not hard. It's just go and talk to the doctor. And no, that wasn't a pun about erectile dysfunction. Shut up, Craig. Not helping.
I got myself. You should know.
This is a serious matter.
Yeah. I mean, think about it as well. How often do us blokes actually check our testicles as well?
That's true.
Not very often, is the truth.
No.
Most blokes end up spending half the day scratching their nuts, but actually seriously checking for any lumps or possible tumour, possible lumps and things that might be. And then you might find something and blokes say, no, it'll be all right. I'll just ignore that.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the impulse, though, isn't it? As a guy, the impulse is just to brush it off and be like, yeah, it could be worse.
That's very truly. Even if you feel a bit, you're a bit like, pissed off, a bit down, fed up with life generally. Yeah, that affects your libido. But they're all things that just going to a doctor and talking about it can make a massive difference. And it's like the mental health thing is the amount of blokes that have got or had issues from the past, possibly abuse, possibly PTSD based, things like that. Well, have you spoken to a doctor about it? Oh, no, it'd be all right. I just don't bother going.
And yet, good counselling can make all the difference done early enough.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you end up with like 30, 40 years of what you've been going through because of that. Something happened maybe in your past. And then you've got to try and unpack all that. I had my steak and pasta last night, thank you, Lee. Coming in here trying to wind me up with steak and pasta.
I kept it simple. I just had pork chops and chips. Delicious.
I had homemade burgers last night.
So we go out to the restaurant for lunch today, right? And you know how you have appetizer platters. This thing had to have been on a 22-inch fucking plate, piled about that high off the fucking. It's one of those things you look at, you're like, okay, that's enough food for all of us for the meal, let alone as just the appetizer.
Mm. Was it a sharing platter sort of thing?
Yeah.
And they wonder why America's got a problem.
Well, we're tired of living there. Is it any wonder?
I wasn't going to say that.
Oh, I don't know.
Now keep in
There's a
mind,
whole
Bill, I
range.
might walk away to let the dogs in, but I can still hear you.
Oh, I know that.
Well, I'll say it to your face anyway.
I say it's nothing I wouldn't say to your face.
That you haven't said already. So, yeah, you're right.
Mm.
So, what was in this platter of food?
Onion rings, cheese sticks, tater tots, curly fries, regular fries. And then, of course, a giant bowl of queso cheese dip and marinara sauce on the side.
Mm.
The tater tots, you can keep those. Things like chili fries, I like chili fries.
Yeah, but if they're deep fried properly, oh.
Mm.
Yeah, tater tots. We call them rissoles.
Yeah.
No, I told you one picture today.
Yeah, tater tots is what it is, isn't it?
Mm.
Tyler needs to go and get his heart condition checked. So, did you actually have a good Father's Day, though, Tyler?
I wonder if I can show on here what I got today.
Possibly not.
Well, yeah,
I
you
wouldn't
should be
think
able.
so.
Yeah, you can share it.
Well,
You
put
should.
it this way. I got rid of the 45 and ended up with 2 new ones.
Yeah.
We'll save
How's
that
it
for the after. If anybody joins the after show, we'll bring them out then.
Mm.
As it's YouTube, and YouTube goes via the American legal side, you can show things like that.
You don't think it's going to be a problem?
Yeah.
No.
Worst that happens is I get a bollocking.
Mm.
It's not like I'm sat here bringing up like sawn off shotguns or anything.
Well, I had to have something carry size. So I went from the 45 to 9mm
Yep.
with the Ruger LC9.
Mm.
That's nice.
It's quite
No,
nice
it's
one,
Tiny
yeah.
little thing. Just tiny. And then my Father's Day gift is actually a Smith & Wesson.
Ooh.
And that is the 38 Special Revolver.
You got a 38 special. Nice.
That's nice.
Nothing modified.
No, but look at the release for the cylinder is actually a slide on the back of the gun. Instead of having it on the side, it's actually got a vertical release.
I like that. Yeah.
Mm.
Tell you what, that you can tell it's only been fired a handful of times because you can barely get the cylinder to move because it's so new.
Mm.
I'll soon free up.
Oh,
Somebody
yeah.
at YouTube is now like thumping on the keyboards to send me a message saying, "You can't have guns on a British show." Oh, well, he's not in the UK, so
Right.
Mm.
In fact, And we're not exclusively a British show.
No.
Yeah, but you know what their rules are like. They choose their rules to make it up when they feel like it,
Well, they always do.
Yeah.
which is ridiculous. Yeah. So
I mean, come on, we're doing something that YouTube hates anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Funny enough, they probably hate that more than they hate guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I still get recommendations on my live feed, of gun channels coming live and doing stuff, but I don't get anything for any other channels.
like they've done it for a lot of. I think I'm going to change and maybe stop recommending it, like where I put the Sunday check-in, where I put mental health and vaping. I'm going to take the vaping out just to see what happens, because I think as soon as you put vaping in,
It's over. Yeah.
It's
I
ridiculous.
was thinking that as well, Lee.
Guns
No,
don't
that's
kill
who,
people.
anybody that owns a Glock. That's who you got to watch out for.
What? And then shoot it like that way.
Yep.
Miss everything.
Ricky Rich.
The safest place to stand in front of any rapper when he's gun pointing at you is in front of him, because he's bound to miss. I don't see why we have such a massive issue in the UK with guns. I really don't. Years ago, we used to have a lot of gun clubs. We had, legal ranges, wildfowling, which is you'd call hunting. Wildfowl, going out hunting. Lee's dad, that he still does that. And I don't see an issue with that. I see no issue with that at all. He goes out, he does. It's safely done, responsibly done. What's the issue? Because we had a few idiots here who decided to use guns in the wrong way. But you're back.
You can't. In Scotland, you've got to have a firearms certificate if you even want an air rifle or an air pistol. And even that's 12 foot now.
12 foot pound? That's pointless.
Yeah, 12 foot pound is the UK legal. And then if you have want anything over 12 foot pound, you need a firearms certificate.
Exactly, Lisa.
And
it's never been the gun or the knife, if you want to talk about that as well. It's never been that. It's always been the idiots that get hold of them.
Yeah.
Most people who own guns and go shooting, they're stored correctly in proper gun cabinets. The ammunition is stored separately in another cabinet. And they would never, ever think of pointing that at somebody. Never.
no.
And the same goes in America. Most people who own guns in America would not point that weapon at somebody unless they were put in a situation where maybe, somebody comes into your house with a gun or tries to attack your family. Therefore, but even then, with the self-defense thing, even in America, it's getting stupid.
Yeah.
Even
in my case, if I hadn't literally just walked in the door as the show was starting, those would be in my safe.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, I know it would. I know it would.
Yeah.
It's people are. We've got this again. I noticed one of the politicians was talking about knife crime in the UK again. We need to ban all knives. Hold on a minute. What is a chef going to do then? What are chefs going to do when they go to what are they going to use to prepare food with? The most dangerous weapon, sharpest knives you probably ever get will be chef. A proper roll of chef's knives.
I mean, what about agency chef?
Yeah. What's the most likely knife to be used in knife crime?
A cheap Asda supermarket.
£2,
Uh,
2.5
what,
inch. Yeah,
paring knife or
Yeah.
potato knife, something along those lines.
Mhm.
Yep.
It's not going to be a high-end, expensive chef's knife or a collector's knife.
Or a good quality pocket knife?
Well, Lee, we're going to have to go back to using sharpened pieces of flint. Then they'll ban flint.
Oh, they're gonna ban me? Thanks, Matt.
Yeah, they're banning you.
Mm.
About fucking time. Huh? Is that ridiculous? That's how ridiculous it is here. I mean, I know friends
Yeah.
of mine who were chefs, and they had to have their knives in a proper knife roll in the back of the car, and they got stopped all the time. Why are you carrying knives? Oh, I'm a chef. Well, why don't you leave your knives at work? Because that is
Because I work for an agency.
I do not want to leave my knives unattended because they are my, there's a lot of money's worth
Mm.
with a proper.
Well, they're not cheap.
Ooh.
No.
Um,
And a decent set will cost you 300 to 500 quid. If they're a decent make.
And then the rest if you want need specialist knives.
yeah. Well, especially if you get into fish boning knives and things like that, then yeah.
Mm.
I have a Sam Tucker knife in the kitchen. Brilliant for cutting thin slices of meat. That was 80 quid.
Mm.
I have knives that are,
Am I going to take that out and slit somebody's throat with it? Don't be daft.
The problem is we've got in this country is this. We're back to this. The MPs like to make out they're protecting us all. Okay, I'm not sure who's protecting us from them, but what they're protecting us from people who have knives. Right. Well, why should a chef or a butcher or not use a knife? They've always used knives. They use them. It's a daily practice. They use a knife daily. But we want to ban that, which is absolutely crazy. Chef, I mean, I've known quite a few chefs over the years, and it's not a job I'd ever want to do because the hours are fucking ridiculous, for one. But to have on top of that the fact that you're getting stopped by the police for carrying knives, well, you've got a good reason to carry a knife.
Mm.
But they don't want to tackle the people who carry knives for the wrong reason. They don't want to tackle the black youths or Asian youths or white youths, come to that, but the criminal gangs. They don't want to tackle those. They want to tackle the easy targets. That's what the UK is very, very good at. They're very good at tackling the wrong people. Hey, Anki.
Hello, Steve.
What's up, Hanky?
I mean, I've still got all my knives from when I was a chef.
Yeah.
The thing is, if you took those out with you in the car and got stopped, the excuse, if you say you're taking them to your in-laws, say, for a Sunday dinner, they expect proof now. They expect proof that that's what you're doing with them. And it's this nanny state that you can't do anything, which is absolutely crazy.
Oh, well, think about it. If I had gotten stopped on my way home today, mind you, everything's separate. They're in boxes. Nothing's ammunition in it. The ammo's in a different part of the car. Everything else.
Which
Even
looks
that,
like
they
If
could
it-
try to say something.
if you had like that and it was loaded and sat in your cup holder, yeah, maybe then like what the hell are you doing, like? But
I got stopped with a bullet belt as well, Lee. I think most of us in the rock world had them in the 80s. It was just one of about half a dozen different belts we wore.
yeah, I yeah, we have come a bit off target again, Lisa. I know, but I do it all the time. But trying to encourage men to actually get to the doctors to actually talk about physical or mental health seems to be a major issue. It is. I don't. It's just men generally. I think that's.
No, I mean, I'll admit it myself. I currently have medical issues that I need attended to that I still haven't went to the doctor for.
Yeah.
You know, because it's stuff that whether you see it as embarrassing, whether you see it as, it makes you look a certain way, you just, as a guy, you don't want to do it.
Yep, definitely, Lisa. I know. Yeah. I got it sorted in the end. Kind of.
I mean, how many men will open up to the doctor and admit everything that's going wrong in the head? Because what's going wrong in the head could be physical or mental.
Oh God.
Because
That
one
very
affects
much.
the other.
I think it very much depends on how much you trust your doctor.
Yeah.
Hanky, we don't want to know about your water pistol being out. Just zip it back up and put it away, for fuck's sake.
He's probably got it out now.
More than likely.
Put it away first, then zap, because you don't want it caught in the zap.
Oh. Every bloke in here is now wincing at the thought of that. Oh.
Yeah, just that little bit of skin that gets caught. Oh,
the worst thing is when you get it caught, right, and you can't get the zip to go down, but you can't get it to go up either. You have that choice. Oh. Yeah, yeah, that's true, Lisa. You are. My point, though, Lisa, is I wanted to do this more from the male point of view because there is a lot put out there for women. And I can think with blokes, blokes tend to ignore it. We're really, really good at ignoring what we should be doing. As you well know about me, I can ignore shit for ages and make situations far, far worse. Why is it? That's a good question, Hanky. I still think it's because of this going back to how we used to be. Men don't like to open up. Men don't like to say what their issues are, what their troubles are in life. Especially not if it's related to the mental health side. Men are terrible for.
Well, yeah, because you got to think a lot of us see it as a sign of weakness to have mental health problems.
Yeah. And that's come from the culture of years ago And it was women. I will say that, Lisa. It was women. It was done to women as well. You know, oh, it's just depression. You're just feeling a bit sad. Just pull yourself together.
Yeah.
It ain't that fucking easy. If it was that easy, don't you think I would have done that? So it's, and of course you've got the physical health affecting your mental health, and I don't know, Hanky, because you have your own. That could be, though, Hanky, that you don't trust the care coordinator. You have to feel you can trust the person. I'm not saying they're a bad person. They're probably lovely. But there has to be a sort of bond with that person. You have to be able to trust them. You have to be able to open up. And if you can't,
I mean, I know my personal experience, depending if I've had a male or female doctor, it does depend how much you're willing to say.
Well, the other issue, even worse in America, but the other issue we have here is this attitude in the UK now. If you go to see the doctor, and they have it over all doctor surgeries, that you're only allowed to have one problem and you've only got 10 minutes to discuss that problem. Well, that's great. If you've got a serious medical problem, and especially going off my own stuff, if it's something to do with schizophrenia, if you're talking about schizophrenia, you need more than 10 minutes to even start getting into it. So it's...
Well, that's a good point too, Matt. Like over here, if I have, say, 3 different issues, that is 3 separate appointments. That's 3 separate copays, and possibly 3 different medications, depending on what they decide to do.
Yeah.
And then the follow-ups to make sure that the medication's working as well.
I get that.
So I think you're losing 200, 300 quid just in copays, just trying to, go to the doctor in the first place. So it doesn't make you want to go.
Then you've got the issue of, like you say, paying out for all that medication. Mm-hmm. That really helps your mental health. Where's that money coming from? Where are you going to find that money? So you've got that on top as well. And Hanky, I get the putting a mask on helps. It doesn't in the long run. It won't help in the long run.
In the short term, we all do it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you how many times people have come up to me and they assume you're always happy. They assume you're having you're a good life and everything else. If you knew the details of my life, you wouldn't see it the same way.
Exactly.
But from my respect, I'm not going to let you see that because I don't want you to see that.
And it's the dangerous bit is where you put on that mask, and then when you come off, like being stupid in shows and like we all do, that's when reality sets in at night. When you sit there and you're thinking, or you're thinking to yourself, it's not funny.
Or how draining it is mentally as well.
Yeah, it is.
It's the long nights where you've nothing to do but think about it when you're sat on your own and there's nothing there to block it out anymore. And your head just explodes. It's just going round and round and round. At some point, it will explode.
Oh, yeah, it will. It won't end well. It really won't. And you get the idiots who say, "Oh, well, you haven't got that much wrong with you. It's just you're depressed, or it's just anxiety, or what?" Right? Hold on a minute. Have you ever had depression? No. Well, then shut the fuck up because you don't know what you're talking about. Have you ever had anxiety? No. Well, you don't know what it feels like. Then you can't talk about a subject unless you've. Which is why I've said before on other stuff, I've said about anxiety, the best person to judge that is the person who has it. A doctor cannot judge. Doctors are not the greatest judges. They're great at giving you medication. Yeah, you've got Lee, who you could, which is great. So you open up to Lee, and that's. You know, it's important to have something like that, someone you can talk to. Because half of the medication that they prescribe causes more health problems, causes far more health problems in the long run.
Yep.
But beer, been there, done that one.
Yeah, it'd be great if it was an option.
Mine wasn't beer, mine was usually spirits, but yeah.
I mean, that's why I pretty much quit drinking, is because you get to that point of self-medicating with things, and you're not self-medicating anymore. You're just abusing what you tried to help yourself with.
Yeah.
Yes, Lee, you are. You're definitely enough to give anybody mental health. Well, that reminds me. Wednesday we're doing a show over on Lee's.
Right.
Me, Z, and G.
Yeah.
If you want a coherent show on music, I suggest watching something else. If you want three rambling idiots, come and watch us.
No, it's.
I mean, I've cut down on my drinking as well because I deal with the idiots when they're pissed at work.
Yeah. See, and that's another thing. When I worked fast food for a few years, because of the fact that I worked night shift, all I saw was the drunk people coming through. I didn't drink back then. I mean, at all. I was sober for 7 years. You know, because I can't stand to see people that are in that situation, in that state of mind, and then you get more stress and you start drinking again.
Yeah. Oh, alcohol is seriously, it's dangerous.
What some people don't realise, I mean, I have severe bipolar. I can drink 2 bottles of spirits and be as sober as I am. Only.
Yeah.
Same level of sobriety.
Yeah.
Because all it in the age of mania stopped me going over the top. That's something else. It can literally blind that. You needed to drink just to be sober.
It's a dangerous situation to be in. It really is. Plus, what it does to your physical health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, now if I drink it all now, I'll grab a couple like 5% like beers, something like that, and that'll be my whole night.
Yeah.
You know, it used to be a whole bottle of bourbon.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get to the point where a 100 proof bottle of bourbon only lasts you a day or two, something's wrong.
Try drinking half a bottle of brandy to go out to the pub to drink.
Yeah. Well, this is me just sitting at home.
Yeah. I was drinking half a bottle of brandy to be able to go to the pub. And the quiet night was 18 pints in the pub and maybe another half bottle of spirits. You know, it's the levels you can drink at particularly when you go manic. I mean, insane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I remember when I was younger and I would be manic and I wasn't medicated at all. You could sit there and just drink and drink and drink.
Yeah.
It's also fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. You start realizing how much of your income you're actually putting into alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's,
That's very true, Lee.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I need to get a new.
Unfortunately, some people are functioning alcoholics.
Mm.
And see, that's the point that scared me when I was drinking to that level, was when you wake up in the morning and you actually contemplate, like, even a little bit of having a drink when you wake up in the morning. It's like there's no reason you should be drinking by any means to start your day.
I used to do it all the time.
But it's not a good idea.
I'll tell you a story. When I was younger and I was doing I did a lot of the door work and so on, a bouncer, and I used to finish work at 3-4 o'clock, start drinking, drink through to about 6 o'clock, get a couple of hours sleep, get up, have a couple of cans of beer. And it wouldn't be the first time I've driven down the road with a can of beer in one hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you bastard. You bastard.
Yeah, Hanky, the first one. Like the very first one.
What? War?
No. The War of the Apple from Adam and Eve.
Oh, for fuck's sake. How much further do you want to go? I mean, do you want to go back to Boudica?
I'm not going back to Boudica again.
Yeah, look at the trouble it caused last time. Huh? Alcohol is. Nowadays I just don't like alcohol. It's just the dinosaur age. Oh, yeah.
Again, this goes back to how the men what the men do. We all, at some point, used alcohol rather than.
Yes,
you go completely because it's the better route than actually just going to the doctors and getting some proper help. You turn yourself into an alcoholic. That's a good idea. Yeah, really good idea. Yeah, great.
Hey, in the moment, it seemed like a good idea, okay?
It is.
Don't.
It is just so dangerous. All you got to do is like go to a doctor. Yeah, that also works, Lee. Music's a great one. Whether you're writing it or listening to it, music works really well. Music does work well. Blokes can be dangerous though with comedy because blokes will use comedy to like put up a front and a mask. That is a dangerous one.
Yeah, but if you can get somebody to laugh with you instead of laughing at your issues, it's a lot better.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it is, but
it's where the defense mechanism comes in.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I can think of a few. I can think of quite a few people like that.
My doctor's got so used to the fact if I start joking, I'm worried. Because to me, like with liver, it's genuinely scary.
Yeah.
But at that point, my doctor knows that I have some serious concerns.
Yeah.
And I'm probably lucky because I actually only get to see one or two doctors. And the two doctors I see, I trust.
That's the important one. You've got to have a doctor that you trust.
And
doctor.
And the receptionist will not see any of the other doctors there because I don't trust them.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh God. At least he said stethoscope and not thermometer because I'd be worried where he might put the thermometer.
Dr. Hanky will see you now.
Scares the fuck out of me.
Feel bad.
Yeah, I don't want to think about just.
No, you didn't.
If he struck up,
I've heard it called some things, Steve.
Why did I get the worst mental image of Hanky being old school about it and having to kiss everybody's forehead to check their temperature? Come here.
The difference is he didn't say what type of thermometer it was. Because for all we know, it could be an animal thermometer.
Men's mental health to animal thermometers. Man, we're on a roll today.
Dr. Hanky. That sounds like a really dodgy character. I think I would have sooner trusted Phil than I would Hanky, you know. And
Well,
that's
see, you want your doctor to be in a good mood, during your exam. But if they're smiling as big as Hanky would be, then you get concerned.
Mm.
Yeah. This doesn't warrant thinking about. It really doesn't.
But we all know your head, Matt, and we know you're going to think about it if it gets brought up.
Dr. Satan. House of a
Now
Thousand
we
Corners.
understand why men don't go to the doctors.
Mm. Or it could be Dr. Steen.
Yeah.
Dr. Hanky Stein.
Doc Hanky. Oh, God.
There's a medical malpractice suit if you think about it, yeah.
I'm trying not to think about it.
He's going to get struck off in about, what's the time? I could just, yeah. He'd be offering Pugs like examinations next, wouldn't
Checking his fluid levels.
he? Pugs of Arabia.
Mm.
No.
Thing is, the doctors, when they give you an injection, they can't say small prick anymore. It's got to be a sharp scratch.
Oh, we're back to the woke community, aren't we? Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
You may
Everything's
feel
gotta
a
be
small.
politically correct.
You may feel a small prick. Yes, that's what the missus said last time.
Why did Hanky walk in? I wonder if Pugs or any of the fluid crew have been arrested yet.
No, I think they're back.
I just see it now. There's going to be a GoFundMe from Pugs to get them out of prison in Dubai.
I think they got back yesterday.
Yeah.
Or they might have gotten back Friday night. But no, I think they're back.
What, they let them back in the country?
I think so.
And they wonder why we have a problem
I
with
had an overnight in
immigration.
an Australian prison.
Australia's all right for prisons. It's Dubai that bothers me. I wouldn't want to be in a Dubai prison. Fuck that.
Mm.
You. $9 last night then. Looks like they got on pretty well, so that's good.
Mm.
Well,
Unfortunately, I think
they did some good.
they did, yeah. I think most of the
Mm.
expo now are not going to be UK based. I think UK Expo, is dead. I think he's fucked. Bogan's already said that. He's turned around and said that it needs to change. Which we'd all be saying.
Yeah, so was Vic, I think.
It needs to change a lot.
I hate to say this, but there are groups of UK reviewers who are. There's too much of this clique bollocks. That is where the whole expo thing went wrong. It got too clicky. We need to take it back to like 2015 when everybody was new to it, everybody got on with each other, and but yep, dead as a dodo, Hanky. But that is partly down to the guys who organise it, I'm afraid.
That's it. It's the organisation of it that's the problem. Instead of looking at the industry, they've looked at the money.
Well, that's the same with anything, isn't it? I know. I mean, it's like if you say fluid, you know. Yeah. Obviously, fluid as a business is there to make money. I get that. That's fine. But the issue with Expo is they have their favourites, I think. Yes, they did have Expo when I was young. Yeah, they had Expo many, many years ago. And it was actually good then.
Oh, you could actually buy rebotables back then? Not just disposables?
Yeah.
Even 2019, it was still a good expo.
You could buy things called Genesis tanks. If you're going to start with the old thing, I will send you a cartomizer punch. I still have one somewhere around here.
And so Evolution was still selling Genesis tanks.
Yeah, they were. The problem was, right, with the Chinese disposables, and it's right, that did wreck it, but that is what the masses of the vaping, everybody who vaped, wanted. So the businesses were catering for what people wanted. That's the way the world is. RDAs and high-end mods don't make jack shit money-wise. How many people are there who smoke, who vape just stock coils? They come from smoking, I should say, and they just go to stock coil tanks. Especially now, even more people will just go to stock coil stuff. Yeah. Even some reviewers I can think of. I'm just going to have a quick Dave break while you carry on waffling and insulting.
Thing is, the hobby.
Who was insulted next?
A lot of it was also Expo nicotine pouches as well. Seemed like a lot of companies there had their own nicotine pouches.
Nicotine pouches, like disposables, have a place.
I mean, I gave the packet of nicotine pouches to my mate. He said I wouldn't use them, but they made a fantastic air freshener for his car.
I mean, I know when I've been in hospital, I've used nicotine pouches. Because it's a lot less of a problem than having to go outside to vape.
Yeah, especially if you're struggling with the mobility with you being in the hospital. Yeah. Understandable.
Or when you've got something like when I had my liver biopsy, I wasn't allowed to move for 8 hours. So nicotine pouches were brilliant. Yeah, those are the ones, Hanky. The ones you put in your mouth.
What are you on about? Snooze?
Yeah.
Snooze is actually quite cool. It's quite a good idea, to be fair. The only downside to it,
I've never tried it.
It can cause things like gum disease, gum cancer.
No, it's the tobacco-based ones that can cause that.
Right.
The just nicotine pouches don't have that problem.
Yeah.
Now I've got the nicotine pouches. Because I mean, do you remember back in the 80s, Skull Bandits suddenly went massive, and then got banned, and they got all of the nicotine pouches and tobacco pouches banned in Europe because they were linked to cancer.
Yeah.
Because they still had some of the chemicals that are in tobacco that cause cancer.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of the the Nordic countries, they're big into their snooze, aren't they?
Well, Sweden's got its smoking rate down to 5% with snus.
I mean, we've still got. I wasn't going to talk about it. We've still got the fact that there is going to be some changes coming with the whole vape thing, isn't there? There's going to be changes coming without a doubt. I don't give a shit what anybody says. There are going to be some changes coming regarding that. It depends who gets in. I mean, I think we're guaranteed it's going to be the Labour Party. Whatever. I'm not getting into who you think's right or wrong, but God help us. But anyway, I reckon we're going to be looking at 6 months to a year before things really start happening. But I guarantee once they start happening, the first thing you're going to want to do is tax it.
No, my leg.
They want to get a tax on all of it, on especially liquids, flavors, and so on. All liquid flavors. But as for the hardware side of it, I think it will come.
You guys are going to have basic, minimum taxes like we do.
I think I'll be honest with you, the way ours is looking, especially with the Labour Party, because the way they are with tax, they want money to do this and do that, like all politicians do. They've got these great ideas, which we all know as members of the public will not fucking work, but Labour, being Labour, will just plough ahead and do it anyway and spend millions and millions and millions, while allowing more and more people into this country that we don't need. But
the thing is, the vape duty bill is still alive.
Yeah. You see, it was...
This is what people don't realise.
What was misleading was when some people decided when it was it came up that we were going to have an election, that Rishi called an election. They went, oh, that's it, we're safe. We're not safe.
No.
Go back and read it properly. Read actually what was said. It has delayed what will happen, but it has stopped
I
it.
know.
It's
The vape
delayed.
duty bill, is still live, and it will still go ahead because it was part of a budget, not a law.
And I'm going to say again, like I've been saying, what we've all been saying, is this is where we need community with everybody in vaping to carry on and fight against it as best we can. I'm not saying it's going to be we fight against it and put a few comments here and there, and that's going to stop the government doing what they're going to do. It's not. But I'm not going to give up on it. There's a few, and I'm afraid to say there are a few people, reviewers, who seem to believe what they say, which is fair enough. They are entitled to believe their own thoughts. But you need to be reading the information that is out there before you make your thoughts public. So I'm being careful what I say, or trying to be, but ideal world, it would all go away. We'd go back to doing what we wanted to do with vaping, and we wouldn't have any taxation at all. Well, it's not an ideal world.
Hopefully, the people realising it will be a reasonable tax.
Can you see it though, Lee? Really? I wouldn't know. I don't know. I can't say. I don't know for 100%. I can't say, yeah, it's going to be X whatever amount.
Well, here's the big question. Are they going to do it based on how much money you're spending, or are they going to do a flat rate like they did here?
I would have thought they would have done it on how much you're spending, probably.
You know what I'm saying? Because like over here, we've got a minimum, like it was like $8 or $10 that is literally labeled as vape tax. When you go to check out at pretty much any site, there's a couple you can get away with not paying that, but we're not going to mention those ones.
No, the one that's coming is a sliding scale depending on nicotine content.
Higher the nicotine, the more you pay.
But it's £10 on 100 ml of zero nic.
So yeah.
And see, how can they still be taxed on zero?
Because it's still a vaping product. Remember when they were saying, and Green and people like that were saying, they were taxing hardware because it was vaping, therefore it contained nicotine. It hasn't got any liquid in it. How does it contain nicotine? Well, it does. No, it doesn't. And this is
I can't buy tomatoes.
Yeah, price of tomatoes is going up, mate.
And aubergines are right out. Actually, you better watch it because potatoes are going to get hit as well.
Just think of the tax that the American government should have got off the army in the Vietnam War for spraying all that Agent Orange. There's a conspiracy theory for you.
No, that one's more solid than conspiracy.
Agent Orange, which was one of the main ingredients in Agent Orange, was nicotine, pharmaceutical nicotine. Oh God, Dr. Crippin's over.
All right, now that you've done the heart transplant, Hanky, we're going to show you the patient you were supposed to do the heart transplant on. That guy just wanted a root canal.
I've just got this vision in my head of Hanky like operating on somebody. It's horrible. It is horrible. Ooh. This may hurt a little bit. Hanky's comments also available in English.
Oh God.
Oh.
The instructions that I showed you earlier for that touch, Matt.
Oh, mate, that was classic.
Oh God.
Random spaces in the middle of words. Just literally random spaces in the middle of words.
They managed to split the word lithium into 3 words. So if you actually read it, how it is printed, it makes no sense whatsoever. It's great. Hanky's panic room. He'll be panicking if he's the doctor. In there with his Black and Decker drill.
Yeah, but that's the one that needs the heart transplant.
Oh, you've got a red room, have you? That's a whole other thing. A red room is something, in case you don't know, a red room is something completely different on the underground internet. I knew there was something dodgy about him.
But things just kind of come together, don't they? It makes sense now.
Twin Peaks did sort of explain the red room.
Don't go on the dark web and put red room in.
Just don't know.
Because your internet will get shut down nearly instantly.
See you later, Steve. Have a good week, mate.
Have fun, buddy. See you later. Dear. Has anybody actually bought anything this week?
Yes.
No.
Okay, now he's bought something. Is it disposable?
No. I had some bottle shots, which came in on Tuesday, and I had some pods that my mate wanted for his vape fly Manos Art pod.
You didn't get them off Hanky, did you?
No, and I also had the damn vape nitrous Zion kit thing, which is in the cupboard.
Oh, yeah, the one you want.
Yeah. Where are you winning that one from? Benny's showing it.
No, I sent it over.
The one that's got the temporal RVA in it as well. I got the one with the RVA with it. I hate Klarna. Hate Klarna. Yeah, so.
Yeah, Klarna can get dangerous.
Yeah.
I refuse to do Klarna because I'd end up very skint.
Yep.
Did get the Grim Green tank this week, though. I've got the Type 2 this week. So.
All right. Yeah.
So how you liking that one? I guess better question: how was the wicking on it?
Really good. It's
Was
really
it a
easy.
pain to get the cotton down where you needed it to be?
So easy.
See, Grim made it sound like it was a whole complex process.
Right. You've seen what the deck's like.
Yeah.
All right, let me see if I can show you. They send you, or Grim gives you, a spare collar. So what you do is you wick it, pull your wicks, pull them up, put the collar over so the wicks stick out the top, get a pair of scissors at the top and just go, chunk, take the fucking lot off, level with the top. Get a screwdriver and you shove all the wicks down to the bottom. That's it.
So that actually works. Huh.
Oh, it works. Because that's how Grim showed the wicking. Well, I thought
it's like wicking the old K-fun.
Yeah. I was like, that's never going to work. It's going to fucking choke like fucker. So I put like a knot, because some of mine, like the lemon one I've got, that's a 90 VG. So I filled it up with 90 VG. Well, if it's going to choke 90 VG juice, it's going to choke on that. No.
Yeah.
Perfect. Really nice. It is restrictive. It's a restricted direct alone, but it's nice. I mean, I'm vaping it at what, 50 watts. So. And the flavour of it is fucking exceptional.
Yeah, it's a straight bottom airflow, isn't it?
Yep. 10 bottles of ale for 10 quid. Fucking hell, Lise. That is a bargain.
Yeah, that's cheap.
It's Hanky's homebrew, is it?
The special milk stout
comes with odours of sweaty sock. Oh God, why? What have you got in mind?
All 10 bottles in 10 minutes.
Yeah, he's got it down. And
he's going to do the 10 bottles in 10 swigs trick. One where you put the bendy straw in.
So the only two who are going to be sober on this week on Wednesday's show will be me and G.
Yep.
Mind you, even Lee's birthday show when he had a bit of a drink, still stayed. I'm pretty sure. $10 bottles of ale. If it's good ale, with hints of pineapple or radish and grapefruit
and hops rolled off young girls' thighs. Young ladies.
I just like beer to taste like fucking beer, mate. Not like a fucking. I hate IPAs.
Well, No, IPAs are all right. It's when they taste like a fruit salad that there's something wrong.
Oh dear. So the birthday show is going to be the same as normal, then. Ends up about 4.5 hours longer.
With Lee Rex. Oh, that's good value.
It is. I've got a bottle of Nuki in the. I might get the Nuki Brown out another bottle with you on Wednesday then, Lee. Because I've got a bottle in the fridge. I won't do my normal drink trick of downing the bottle.
Yeah, we've all seen you just taste a little bit of your beer, man, and then half the bottle's gone.
Mate, I could used to be able to drink bottles of Nuki, like, just down it. Nowadays, I tend to savour it a bit more. Not meant to, really.
My worst night for Nuki Brown, I was drinking about 6 bottles an hour for 6 hours. Then realised at the end of the event I was at, I still had 6 bottles to go.
Thing is, 10 bottles of beer nowadays for a tenner. Fuck me, that is. You think what you pay for a pint in a pub? Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, exactly.
I think most it averages out around $4.50 a pint. Guinness is about $4.60.
It's been that long since I've had a pint in a pub.
The only time I usually go in a pub now is if we're like for a meal or something. I don't. And then I wouldn't be drinking. I wouldn't be drinking beer.
Yeah.
That's not a bad price. £2.50 bottle for Nuki. Trouble with Nuki is if I filled the fridge up with Nuki, I could empty it the same day. I could go through Nuki Brown. That is one of my all-time drinks. Because they've actually changed it back to the proper recipe now. Not like a couple of years ago when they thought, we'll change it. Just leave it the fuck alone.
Yeah, it went down.
Yeah, didn't they drop the percentage?
They dropped the percentage, which I don't know why, but whatever. And then they were on about they were going to change. They were wanting to drop the amount of tannin that went in, and leave it alone.
They changed the hops.
Yeah, they tried to use cheaper hops, didn't they?
Yeah.
I mean, Nuki Brown, Jesus Christ, that's been about I don't know, a long time.
It's been around a very long time. It's what happens when investment companies buy breweries.
Yeah, they reckon.
Yeah.
Exactly, Lee. Exactly. It's because apparently everybody now who drinks beer, wants fruity beer. We want beer with like bits of fucking lemons and grass in it. And no.
It's still got to be chocolatey and everything else.
Oh, mate, honestly, go on the Brewdog site and bring up the descriptions of some of their beers. It's fucking hilarious. It's more like a recipe, in my opinion, a recipe for disaster. I mean, full credit to the lads who started Brewdog. They've started a good company. They did quite well. Well done. But it's not proper beer. Sorry. There's a couple of their beers that are all right.
Think about the beer I get over here, Matt.
You get beer?
No, we don't. Not really.
Unfortunately, your beer is it's very poor.
Don't trust me. If I could spend, an okay amount to get a selection of bottles from over there sent over, I would. Just to be able to try something different. It's actually better quality.
Yeah, Jet Black is good. A lot of the Brewdog stuff just goes on like the percentage. People buy it because it's a high percentage. They don't go on the actual flavour and that it's a decent beer. And unfortunately, mate, in America, you think America would have decent beers because America really is made up of immigrants, right? You had a lot of Irish, Scottish, German, Dutch, Italian, all of these immigrants that came from countries that produce good beer. What happened? Did they have a fucking memory lapse on the boat over? I swear. Even things like Guinness. I know Guinness in America they serve it. They're terrible. Oh, who kicked Bill out?
Unless his computer started.
I know his internet's been farting about, hasn't it?
Yeah.
We'll see if he comes back. He might do. Yeah, I know, Lisa, I know. It could be Bill's farted, and it wasn't a fart.
Really is.
What happened?
I'm not sure. My computer had a brain fart.
Excuse me, Nova.
Did you buy one from Cash Converters as well?
I'm pressing the score on now. Why is Bill's screen glitching?
Did you get
It's going to Windows 11, isn't
it?
Did you get technical advice from Manchester?
No, Dave's not answering his phone again.
Dave will not be happy with you.
Yeah, because it's Salford, not Manchester.
You know what he's like? He's a Sordonian, as he says.
If you think I'm going to take advice from South Manchester, you can forget it.
I'm trying very hard not to say anything. Oh dear.
Yep. The only man ever to pay full price for a 6-year-old laptop that was used.
I'm not doing it. I'm going to behave.
First time for everything.
Yeah.
You're not luring me into it. I'm not doing it. It's me or Tyler with like that. It looks even more like Uncle Fester in the doorway.
Is it that bad?
Yep. All you need to do is come back with the light bulb in your mouth.
Stick 110 volts up your ass and we'll see if you can get to light it.
Wait, how about the greens? Oh, darn it. No. Oh, 3 times. No. That's it. Downwards.
That's a possibility, Lisa.
Downwards.
I've worked out who. Actually, Tyler reminds me of a very famous actor. You've got to think of a very old film you just said about Dracula.
Yeah.
It's Max Schreck. Oi, Nosferatu.
Nice, man.
Hey, Nosferatu, what are you doing?
It's that or Bela Lugosi.
Hey, he's even walking like Max Schreck now. He's turned into Nosferatu. No, not Gigi Allen. Oh, fuck's sake, you had to go there. Yeah. We are not talking about Gigi Allen. No. Fuck's sake. Gigi Allen. Actually, you know what, though? You know what, Lee? I hate to say it, but...
Your dad.
There is a bit of Gigi Allen in there, isn't there?
We'll make dinner while being on show or with his or her friends.
You still have an hour till dinner. Calm yourself.
He's not coming on here doing Gigi Allen.
And you're going to make dinner with your show on.
Gigi Allen, there was a character. Wow. What can you say about that, man? Okay, it's an hour and 40. Shall we call it a night?
Yeah.
Are we going to
Being attacked by a small child, so
Are we going to let everyone know that we're thinking about
Changing it.
starting later?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gonna move. Yeah, I think we're going to change the show time and move it probably to 8:30. Gives people more time to have food and get prepared for what they know. You know what, all the usual stuff, especially if you've got kids and things like that. So, yeah, I think 8:30 is a good time.
Yeah, I think it's a decent time, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't take Tyler seriously. Just my head's gone.
yeah.
Right.
I should have just cut off my hair in stages and got you weaned you into the process.
No, what you should have done was shave the middle bit and left the side.
Oh, the reverse mohawk. I thought about that.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Lee. You dick. Okay, who wants to say the goodbyes first?
I'll go first. Right, thank you everyone for joining us. I hope everyone has a good week. Don't forget the Facebook group is there for anyone that's struggling. We're always messageable if you need any words of wisdom or any help. Have a good week and 8:30 next week. And I'll pass that on to Tyler.
Thank you, Craig. Well, like always, guys, I say the same thing most. Okay, thank you. I usually say about the same thing every week. Everybody in chat, thank you for stopping by. Everybody who watches it in replay, thank you for watching the show. It's, again, 4 guys just sitting here cracking jokes and being stupid otherwise. We do appreciate the feedback, and like Craig said on the Facebook group, if you guys have any suggestions for future shows, throw the ideas in there. Give us something you want to talk about. We can definitely make a show out of it. I hear you. So, on that note, everybody have a good week. Try not to go off on too many people this week. Be nice. Yes, baby. And I'll pass on to Bill.
Cheers, Tyler. All I can do is echo the sentiment. I hope everybody has a really good week and look forward to seeing you all at the new time next weekend, 8:30. I haven't much else to say, but group's there when you need us. It's there if you don't need us as well. So just stay safe, everybody. Over to you, Matt.
Yeah, 8:30. So I'll make sure that's spammed out when closer to next week's show. Yeah, thank you for everybody turning up. If anybody's got any ideas on what we can do next week's show, or anybody wants to come on, or anything like that, let me know. Stick it in Facebook, whatever. Yeah. It's been an interesting show. We got covered a few interesting things, which ended up insulting Tyler instead.
Yeah, I noticed that. It kind of downhill at the end of there.
And here is proof that you should never work with animals or children.
Or anybody you consider a friend, apparently.
So I should say a good night from us. Have a good week, guys. And we shall speak to you all soon.
one nana can